Let's analyze procrastination. So, let's say I have a work to do. I have to study. And then I thought of studying. I have assignment to complete. I have exam to do, etc. etc. But then thoughts come and say, let's do it after 5 minutes. Or let's do it when the clock hits 4 o'clock. Or let me listen to the song. I'm listening to a wonderful song. I'm scrolling on my phone, chatting to somebody, watching some video, which probably I think is informative, and I say, okay, let's finish this video, and then I will think, or then I will start. I never said I will not start. I only said I will start after 5 minutes. And so, what happens is, I said I will start after 5 minutes, but I don't start after 5 minutes. The clock hits the time and I have not started, I'm doing something else. And then after 5 minutes, still doing something else, something else, something else, and I am avoiding the task. So, what has happened? My brain doesn't want to do the work. My brain doesn't want to do that assignment, doesn't want to study because whenever that thought comes of studying, I have a fear of the task, fear of the pain, fear of letting go of the pleasure. I'm listening to a wonderful song and I'm enjoying it. And then I think, oh, I have an exam tomorrow. I need to study. And all the fears. Um, should I say the fear? And all the negative emotions of unpleasant things. Oh, it's so hard. The unpleasantness comes in. And I say, oh, let's do it after 5 minutes. And thus, the task is never completed. Thought says, let's do it after 5 minutes. So, what shall I do? Because the task is not getting completed after 5 minutes. What if I stop the psychological time? What if I say, oh, I'm here and now and future don't exist? In the sense is me doing something in the future don't exist. It's here and now. And I I say, okay, I will not split myself in the past, sorry, in the present and in the future, and I will concentrate myself completely to the present. Then when I am not doing the assignment and I cannot say I will do after 5 minutes. I will say, okay, I'm doing this now and I will continue doing this now. This has to be very, very precise because a very little thought in the back of the mind might say, oh, I will do it after 5 minutes. Doesn't worry. But if there is no division at all, absolutely 1 unit, then the task get completed now because then all the fear arises and then I will have to deal with that fear and I cannot escape from that. The thing I'm doing is escaping by creating a division. I'm escaping division between present and my thought creates a division of future that I will do it after 5 minutes. If there is no division, then I have to do it now. I cannot escape from it. Does future even exist? Does my thought thing saying, oh, I will do this in the future, does it even exist? Because in my life, I don't think there are any examples where I get said, "Oh, I will do it after 5 minutes," and I have done it. No, the only time I have done it after 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 20 minutes is when the fear has exceeded so much and the task is on my head, and I have realized if I don't start now, I will fail or the pain will be extraordinary. So to avoid that kind of pain, emotional pain of failure, if I say so, if studying for exam is so much that my pain of this moment, that's because of that I'm avoiding the task, is is thought of less or is subdued, and that pain of the future has taken over. But that comes at the very end. It doesn't come at the start, because if I haven't thought that, oh, I will start later. So that has been actually what procrastination is. So now my question is, does do I really change in the future? Do we change in the future? Thinking, yes, I will change in the future. Does it actually happen? Because I don't think I don't think it has happened. Because when the future arrives, it's still the present, and it's still the emotions. It's still all the pain. I have not dealt with my fear. I have not dealt with my emotions. And at that moment, I have to face the emotions there also. And when the time of facing emotions come, either I say, oh, I will do it 5 minutes later, or I would say, I cannot delay it anymore. I have to start now. It's too much. And in the back of my mind, I know that I'm doing wrong. I have to study. I have to do this. I have to do that. I should not do this thing. I should avoid this habit. And this has created extraordinary amount of conflicts in my brain. And that conflicts drain all my energy. Psychological future, um, in my personal experiences, has not existed. I have lived my life for so many years, 27 years, 4 months. I have not been able to study. I don't think I have ever been able to study thinking in the future like I will study after 5 minutes, and I have done that. I've never done that. The only time I studied in my 10th class, because the drive was there. And what I am having now is fear. I cannot, I was never able to uh, manage the fear. Actually, when the fear of the future came, and it was so much that my present fear got subdued, and that's the only time it has happened. Or in my 10th class, there was no fear of studying maths, and there was only desire towards something, and the fear was not there. And before that, also, I think fear existed less. And over the years after 11, 12, the fears got too much, so much, so much, and everything. So, so my question still remains: do psychological future, me thinking I will change in the future, is it real? Uh, Going by the personal experiences, I can say no. But I have another question. And the question is, why it's not real? Because, because, oh, because in the future I have to deal with the same thing. That's why it's not real. I will give an example. Suppose, oh, I have a problem. I have a habit, addictive habit. And I say to myself, oh, I have this habit. I'm repeating this habit now. And the reason I repeat this habit, because it gives me pleasure. Anyone repeats any habit because of that only. There is no other reason. So, so, and I say myself, okay, the next time it gives me pleasure, but it's also give me pain in the future. Right now it gives me pleasure. In the future it gives me pain. So what shall I do? Is I shall, uh, I will not stop it now, or I want to stop it now. But there is an extraordinary amount of conflicts going on in my brain, and I will say, okay, after some time, oh, let me do this habit right now, and I will not do it next time, or I will stop sometime. And what has happened is that really never came, because the next time it's the same thing, and the next time it's the same thing. Unless I'm very, very frustrated and decided, okay, this is it, let me stop, or something happens and I stop. Usually something happens, and usually something happens, and our behavior change. Do we have control over our behavior? Can we change into something else? Is it even possible? Because if I see vast majority of people, they are upset because of their result, because they don't study, the kids, because they have an addictive personality, and they are they want to change, they want to study, they want to do this, they want to leave a particular habit, and they're not able to do that. No, very, very, very few people do that. And what's the reason very few people do that? People say it's the willpower, but when you have extraordinary amount of fear in you, then your hand stops, your body stops. The conflicts is so much. I've realized, I've seen in myself that I may open the book, but the conflict in my brain is so much. The unpleasant feeling, not conflict, just conflict. I don't want to do this, but I need to do this. It's so great that I would not be able to do that. The unpleasant feelings overtakes, because the body, because I have a thought, and the thought says, "Let me do that." And okay, there are not two people. There is only one. Me doing the action is the only reality. When I say, "Let me control myself," I'm saying a thought will control myself. That doesn't work, because thought can cannot control the being. Has thought ever controlled a being? In my personal experience, I can definitely say no. But I may be a specimen who is not good at anything, who is lazy and all the rest of it. But does thought, um, let me have something? Okay, I have a desire that I need to study. The desire is thought. And another thought comes. Oh no, oh no, I'm doing something which is pleasurable, but there is fear. Fear is also thought. And another thought comes. Okay, I should study. But one thought is, oh, let me not study because there's fear. And then one thought that I need to study because of my future and this and that, trying to dominate the fear, the thought of fear, the being of fear. It's not just thought, it's complete being, my physical response. And I've split myself into two. One, what is happening, and one, what should happening, what should happen. And that and this has created a conflict in me, a huge conflict in me. So what happens is, I'm not able to do anything. But for people who are able to do things, what happens to them? I don't know. Probably they don't have that negative thing. If you don't have that negative emotion, and you say, okay, I should study, and they study, and they don't have that very high amount of negative response. I have also done that. When I have to go to a class, there is no not such a resistance. Sometimes I do, but then I don't go also. So, where was I? I have split myself into two. One that is happening, and that one that is supposed to happen. Or should I say, one that is happening is real, and one that's supposed to happen, that I supposed to study, I'm supposed to stop a particular habit, is not real. It's a fiction right now. One is real and other is non-real, not real right now. And not real thinking, which is the thought itself, that it can control the real. And because it is thinking that it can control the real, the habit continues or the behavior continues. But what if there is no not real? There is only real. And there is complete observation of the real. And that I have no one, I have no thought. Then I think the real changes into what is appropriate. That's the only time it changes. Because when it has a thought that and the thought thinks I will change, then it has given the responsibility of change to the thought. The thought will exercise something of that will change. But when that responsibility given to a thought is not there, and the responsibility is alone with the real, then the real realizes the real thing which is happening, that I'm not studying, I'm doing particular habit, or I'm wasting time on scrolling on phone or something else. The real, when I'm faced with only the real, there is no future, there is only present. That I will not drink water after 20 minutes except when I'm thirsty. When there's nothing and there's only present and only this now and there's nothing, no one to change, then change happens accordingly. Accordingly means that thing which should happen, and that's the only time it happens. Thought creates a division, and thought is actually a fake narrative taking a responsibility which it can never fulfill, or at least that can thought fulfill that responsibility. I'm asking the question. Thought says, I'm laying on the oh, I'm laying on the bed, scrolling my phone since past 4 hours, and I'm thirsty, very thirsty, and I know that I should be scrolling. For example, eyes my hand and all the rest of it. I know thirsty also now it's not good for my digestion, acne and all that, but I'm doing it. Then the thought comes and says, oh, I will do it after 20 seconds. I will do it after 1 minute. I will get up, take the water after 5 minutes, and whatever. So I have shifted my responsibility to the thought, to my future which is the thought itself. Then what happens? I continuously shift. But if I have no one to shift responsibility to, मेरे पास कोई नहीं है responsibility shift करने के लिए, then what happens? I am alone with the thirst, and I get up because there is no future. I have to get up. I cannot say, okay, I will do it after 5 minutes because that has ended. I have to get up. I have to drink water. I have to act now, in this moment, right now, because I have ended the future. I have ended the thought. I have ended the thought of becoming, thought of doing this in the future. I have ended the future right now. And when the future ends, only this ends. And I have to take action. And this is how you take action now. Okay, then again to the question, can thought actually change? Because sometimes, let's say I'm still on the bed scrolling phone, thirsty for 4 hours, 5 hours have passed, 6 hours have passed, and then something happens, and I just get up. What is that something? Has thought ordered? Because thought has been ordering for like for 6 hours. It has not happened. But why does that happen? In terms of study, it's very clear. It happens because the fear is there. And in terms of thought, I will probably have a thought. The thing that happens is me realizing that I have to get up now. It has been very much delayed. And realizing that I get up. But can thought even make me get up? What is words, less imagination? Oh, I should be doing this rather than this. When I say that, why don't I do that? Why do I repeat the bad things? If I understand it, when I say it, I know it. Okay, I know that this is not something I should do. So what happens? Why me saying that this is not something I should do and I still do it? What has happened in that time? I say this is not something I should do, a particular habit. Okay, I can say I always avoid it to the future. Okay, I will stop after 1 hour. Oh, yes, that happens because I never said I will do it. I always think I will do it, but I will do it in the future. That's what happens. Thought never says, let's not do it. But I say, okay, what's harm in one more? I can always stop next time. That's what thought. So thought is doing that. Thought which has bifurcated itself into the future and saying, okay, I will stop in the future. But if I have no future, I have to stop now. If I have no future, I have to do the action right now. But then does that mean that all action should be done now? No. It means that the action that should be done now will be done now, according to the priority. If I have two things and I see, okay, I don't know. I think everything will be done accordingly. If I think, okay, this thing should be done now, so I will do that. And if I don't realize, oh, this should not be done now, then it will not be done. I think it will be something different. I cannot say for now what will that be. I will realize when that happens. If there is two things that I need to do now, what will happen? I think that will be answered later when the situation arises. So, um, like an example, I have to fill a form and I have to study. Oh, it's simple. I will fill the form first because it's more important. And after I finish the filling the form, I can study. Likewise, I can arrange it. Okay. So, does any question remains? I have gone from procrastination, which is unpleasant feeling, and why don't I deal with that unpleasant feeling? Because I always created a thought, and the thought is of the future that I will do it later. So I never said that I will not do it because when I say I will not do it, then I have to face it now because it's important. I need to do. So that future, if that is psychological future, if that psychological future in the form of thought ends, because why does it end? Because I don't think it is capable of doing anything at all because it has never done anything. So it ends itself and only the present remains. And if only the present remains, then I have to act. I cannot end psychological future by thought. Psychological future ends when there is a realization that it doesn't exist because it has never worked in my life. It has to work. I don't think thought can even control anyone. because thought is in the future probably. Oh, for it has never done it. It has never done it. Why does it never done it? I think I've answered that question, but let me answer it again. Uh, let's take an example. I'm not studying right now. I'm playing a video game. I'm playing any video game, and I have a thought that comes. Oh, I should study. After 1 week, I have an exam. After 6 months, I have an exam. The thought that comes, and then the, another thought comes. Oh, I can study after 5 minutes. Let me play the game. It's nothing will happen after in half an hour. Let me do it after 30 minutes. And I'll say, yeah, nothing will happen in 30 more minutes. Or 30 minutes is too much. Nothing will happen in 5 minutes. Let me play this game and I will study. Okay, then the thing continues. What was my question? My question was the thought that is in me. And why doesn't it work? That's my question. After 5 minutes have passed, why do I say after 5 more minutes? Because then also I think, yeah, nothing will happen after 5 more minutes. But why? Why do I say it? Why doesn't thought realizes that 5 minutes have passed? It realizes 5 minutes have passed. But why doesn't it stop and say, oh, 5 minutes have passed. I have said to myself that I will study after 5 minutes. Now I have to go back. And when I try to go back, and all the fears arise again, all the unpleasant emotion arises again. And I say, oh, I don't want to deal with these unpleasant emotions right now. So let's do something else, and do something else, and do something else. And it has happened again and again and again. Again, the same question. Why doesn't the thought realizes? Let's forget that. Thought has realized it it can't do shit. But my another question is why? So is thought even powerful to do the thing? Because it has not happened. Because is the thought powerful to control me? Does thought even have the power of controlling someone? Suppose I drink and the thought says, oh, I should not drink because it is very harmful to me. Then what happens? Suppose I wish to eat. I don't drink, so I cannot think of example. Suppose I wish to eat something which I am wishing right now, a particular spicy thing which I like, I enjoy. So I wish to eat something. It's in front of me, and I have a desire to eat it. Then another thing comes and say, "Oh, don't eat it too much. It's very harmful." Then all the taste of it comes, and then what happens? When the taste of it comes, I say to myself, "Oh, nothing happens," and like one packet, or nothing happens in two, three, which might be real, and nothing happens in that. So I eat it completely, and I apply the same thing to studying, and that is devastating because I waste all the time. I, if I would like to say, but I can control my thing by not bringing in the packets. Let's say I want to eat kurkure, so I eat it, I like it, I enjoy it, and I say, oh, nothing happens in one packet, and I eat complete packet, which always happens. I am not able to control when it's in front of me, so I control it by not buying it. I go to a shop and not buy it. I don't order it daily. I don't order the dish daily. I mostly eat, but when the things arise, I cannot. So that is balanced. But when the things actually harm me, is there psychological feature in that? Do I have a conflict that I should not eat? Because if I have a conflict I should not eat and I follow this, I will not eat. It's very clear. Suppose I want to eat it, something which as you know is harmful to me, and I'm hungry, but it's harmful to me. So what will I do? Not exactly hungry, but I want to enjoy the taste. I'm full, but I like the taste, and I know that, yeah, it's not a good thing for me. And all the desires arise in me of the taste, of the flavor, of the past good experiences of that thing. But another thing arises in me, that is the pain, that is the information, and realize, oh no, that gives me something which I don't like. It can give me stomach ache. It can give me some, let's say, acne or something else. And then there are two things again. There's a conflict. One, I want to eat it. One, I don't want. I should not because of this thing. So the middle path could be I could eat very very little and okay, I'm satisfied with it and I don't eat full so so much that it harms me. That is, I think, intelligent action, and that I think it should be like that only. But because let's say I don't have conflict till I eat two pieces, and then I start having conflict and say, oh, nothing after nothing. Oh, no, nothing. Let's say um, I'm eating biscuits. I know biscuits are harmful for me. I have a packet full of biscuits. I'm hungry, and I know it harms me. Eating too much harms me. It's for weight. It's not heart and my stomach and all that thing. So one thing is, I know it is not good for me. So one thing that arises is me. Oh, nothing happens if you eat four biscuits. Nothing happens if you eat one more biscuit. And I say, okay, yeah, let's eat it. Let's eat one biscuit. And I ate one biscuit and I like it. And I say, oh, nothing happens even after one. I eat it and then again and again and again. After a lot of time, I'm like, my thought is like, just stop it now. It's too much. And I stop it. Sometimes I'm not able to stop it. I continue. But sometimes I do and I stop it and put it. But by that time, I have eaten, let's say, 10 biscuits, which are harmful to me. I want to see the arrival of psychological thought, psychological future in that. Me seeing it is harmful and I will stop in the future. I will eat one and stop, or any psychological future. But if there is no future, no psychological future, I'm not saying ki, yes, I will stop after this. Then what will I happen? Probably I will not eat, or probably I will eat in a limit. One of these things could happen. The psychological future thing is I will stop after one more. I will stop after 5 minutes. I will stop after doing one particular action like this. But when it ends, something else happens, and now there is fear in me. That, or there is fear of thought. Fear, thought is fear, anyways. That, oh, then you will not be able to enjoy the future, or you will not be able to enjoy the thing. Will that happens? I don't think so, because when the psychological future stops, something else will happen. I don't know. I, I think that is. But my question really is why? No, not why. Can thought change me? What is thought? Memory? Words? Can words change me? Someone saying something that is dangerous? I should not do it. I don't do it. Oh, I never said I will not do it. I only said nothing bad is there in one more time. If I see that yes, it's bad in even one more time, then I stop. Then it is stopped. But if I have a feeling that nothing bad is there in one more time, then it continues. And it continues for one more time. Plus one, then plus one, then plus one, then plus one. And up to the time that it, like my brain overloads and says, okay, that's too much. I cannot do it anymore. The problem of procrastination, or problem of control, arises from the factor of thought thinking it will change in the future. Thought thinking it will control in the future. But if thought sees it cannot control. It has never been able to in my life. So thought seeing it has never been able to. So probably if it has never been able to, then it cannot also. So it cannot control. If it can control in one in a million time, then also it's useless because 99,999 on into 10. So then also it's useless. Thought seeing this, or me seeing this thing, have I been free from the psychological future? Because it doesn't exist. Thought cannot control me in the future. If I have the thought has freed itself from the responsibility of freeing itself in the future, then the fragmentation has stopped. There's no fragmentation. There's only me right now, completely. And I have to solve my problems right now. No thought, nothing. It has to be solved right now. And that what is reality is. I am with me alone. Not even thought is with me. And with this realization, there is completely different way of living. Completely different from anyone else or from most people on this earth. Rarest of the rarest can see this thing.